What?
Oh my! Are you hurt?
Bummer alert for Bridgerton fans. There's an update about Season 4's release on Netflix. While we're excited that Yaren Ha has joined the cast as the main love interest, Netflix has shared some news about filming, which means the wait for Season 4 might be longer than we hoped. Here's what they had to say about it. This season, Bridgerton expands its filming locations on one of the newly constructed backlot of Shepperton Studios, showcasing exquisite replicas of Georgian and Regency architecture, including homes, buildings, Mayfair Street, and more. This milestone, 8 months in the making, promises to envelope the beloved show in an even more delightful and authentic atmosphere, transporting audiences to a world of Regency-era splendor. This regal undertaking was designed by Bridgerton production designer Alison Gartshaw, along with supervising art director Anthony Cartledge and art director Adam David Grant. The build spans approximately 2 acres of Netflix's backlot at Shepperton, marking a new chapter in the series' enchanting journey. When it comes to the release date for Season 4, here's what the production timeline suggests. Season 3 started filming in late July 2022 and wrapped up in March 2023, hitting Netflix in 2 parts, May and June of 2024. If Season 4 follows a similar schedule, production would likely wrap up around May 2025. But with post-production taking its time, the release might not happen until August 2026. Yep, that's over 2 years after Season 3 dropped. Unfortunately, long waits are becoming the norm for Bridgerton, as showrunner Jess Brownell explained. She shared that while they're trying to speed things up, the process still takes a lot of time. It takes 8 months to film, then editing, then dubbing into all the languages, she said, and the writing itself is a lengthy process. We're aiming for a 2-year pace, but it's tough to go any faster. If Season 4 doesn't hit that 2-year mark, it might end up stretching even longer. Plus, with the season likely being split into 2 parts again, the finale might not arrive until September 2026, 2 years from now. At least there's hope for some exciting changes in Season 4, especially with Benedict's story. One big move the show could make is keeping Isabella Way, who plays Posy, as a permanent cast member instead of limiting her to just 1 season. In the book, An Offer from a Gentleman, Posy, Araminta's kinder, younger daughter, stands up to her mother and leaves her toxic family behind. Violet Bridgerton invites her to live with the Bridgertons, giving her a new, loving family. Unfortunately, Posy only appears briefly in the book's second epilogue and is otherwise left out of future stories. The show now has a chance to fix that by fully exploring Posy's bond with the Bridgertons in future seasons. This could bring some great dynamics to the series, contrasting her harsh upbringing with her new warm life as part of the Bridgerton family. Violet essentially adopts her, treating her like a daughter, which would add depth to both Posy and Violet's characters. Writing Posy out after Season 4 would feel like a huge missed opportunity to expand on this storyline and give Posy the development she deserves. Another tweak Season 4 should make is having Penelope directly tell Benedict about Sophie's arrest, rather than relying on her Lady Whistledown column. Since Penelope's secret identity has already been revealed in the show, her column is no longer in play, which means Benedict will need a different way to find Sophie in time. In An Offer from a Gentleman, Lady Whistledown's column clues Benedict into Sophie's location after she's taken by the authorities. But with Penelope no longer writing as Whistledown, the show needs a new way to handle this pivotal moment. A great solution would be for Penelope to witness Sophie's arrest firsthand and immediately warn Benedict. It wouldn't make sense for Penelope to sit on that information and wait to share it, especially since Benedict is now her brother-in-law. If she arrives early enough, she might even have the chance to use her social status to stop Sophie's arrest entirely, though that might take away from the urgency and drama of the scene. The best approach would be for Penelope to see Sophie being taken by the police and quickly alert Benedict. This way, Benedict can race to the local jail with Violet to rescue Sophie, staying true to the heart of the original story while working within the show's new timeline. Beside this, Bridgerton needs to address one of the major flaws in An Offer from a Gentleman by eliminating the problematic behavior of Book Benedict. The show has already built a solid reputation for leaving out the toxic traits of the Bridgerton men, making their characters more palatable for modern audiences. For example, it avoided Anthony's disturbing threat to Kate on their wedding night and Colin's physical aggression toward Penelope from the books. The same care should be taken with Benedict's story in Season 4. In the book, Benedict asks Sophie to be his mistress, which fits the storyline. But things take a troubling turn when he resorts to blackmail and, later, sexually harasses her after she rejects his offer. This behavior isn't necessary for the story and should be completely reworked. Instead, the show can adjust Benedict's actions to prioritize Sophie's safety and independence. Rather than forcing interactions with Sophie, their encounters can happen naturally, keeping the romantic tension intact. If Sophie decides to work for Violet, it should be her own choice, perhaps prompted by a change of heart rather than coercion. This way, the heart of Benedict and Sophie's love story remains intact, but the unnecessary and problematic elements are removed. Bridgerton has proven it can adapt these stories thoughtfully, and this change would be another step in the right direction. Another thoughtful change for Season 4 would be having Benedict bring Sophie to work for Alice and Will Mondrich instead of the Bridgertons. This shift would highlight Benedict's selfless care for Sophie and ensure her comfort and independence. In An Offer from a Gentleman, Benedict forces Sophie to work as Violet's maid, motivated by his desire to keep her close. The show could rewrite this so Benedict puts Sophie's needs first. If Sophie doesn't want to work for his family, introducing her to the Mondriches could be a great alternative. Alice and Will have been part of Bridgerton's storyline for a while, and this scenario would create a meaningful connection between the two families. While this approach might limit Sophie's interaction with the Bridgertons, the show can easily work around it. Will Mondrich is close friends with Benedict and Colin, so it wouldn't be unusual for the Mondriches to frequently visit the Bridgertons, bringing Sophie along. Plus, Alice and Will's background as former members of the working class means they'd likely understand Sophie's struggles and provide a supportive environment. This adjustment would still allow Sophie to form meaningful relationships while showing Benedict's growth and respect for her autonomy. It also strengthens the bond between the Bridgertons and Mondriches. Lastly, Season 4 should include flashbacks of Sophie's childhood and explore her Korean background. In An Offer from a Gentleman, Sophie reflects on her life before Araminta became her stepmother, but the book only scratches the surface. Bridgerton has used flashbacks effectively before, like Simon's difficult childhood in Season 1's Shock and Delight and Anthony's trauma in Season 2's A Bee in Your Bonnet. Flashbacks for Sophie could deepen her story by showcasing her resilience and determination, emphasizing why she refuses to be Benedict's mistress. The show has already embraced diverse storytelling, as seen in Season 2 when Kate Sheffield became Kate Sharma to reflect Simone Ashley's Indian heritage. Bridgerton incorporated cultural elements like the Haldi ceremony and familial terms like Appa and Didi. These changes added depth to Kate's character, even if some aspects could have been handled better. Similarly, casting Yeren Ha as Sophie Beck opens the door to exploring Sophie's Korean heritage. Showrunner Jess Brownell let Ha choose the last name Beck, signaling the importance of this background. Bridgerton has a chance to authentically integrate Sophie's identity into her character arc, making her story more layered and meaningful. This could include cultural references, flashbacks to her upbringing, and how her heritage shapes her perspective and choices. Well, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this and other exciting upcoming movies. See you next time.